Hello, Helldivers. These things are incredibly annoying. With defensive armor equipped, they can still annihilate your HP. Their attacks don't line up with their visuals, and in the back of your mind, you're always wondering if you're going to have to pay the Dragonroach tax. But what if I told you that didn't have to be the case? That you could survive and efficiently kill these Dragonroaches? Let me show you what I mean. Excluding the use of mobility backpacks, there are a few ways you can go about defending yourself from these Dragonroaches. Dragonroaches seem to primarily deal fire damage. This is evidenced by the significant reduction in damage when wearing inflammable gear compared to when you're wearing Acclimated or Desert Stormer. Despite wearing the heavier medium armor, I'm taking increased damage compared to when I was before. You can see here that wearing the inflammable armor gives you way more time to react to the Dragonroach's attacks, and assuming you aren't standing in it like how I am, you could probably just walk it off. But what if you don't own any of these armors? You do still have options. One is the ballistic shield. If you run with your back facing the dragon, you can block all of its damage. If you've noticed that it's hitting your feet or that you've been running kind of diagonal to it, you can pull out your shield with a one-handed secondary or primary and block its attacks by looking at it and crouching. Another option is the shield relay. This one can defend you and your teammates and whatever other assets you may have nearby, including sentries if you did bring those. If you're going to use the shield relay, I strongly advise that you coordinate with your teammates. They can blow themselves up on it because they might have an explosive and fire into the shield, or they might drop hell pods onto the shield, which will cause it to be destroyed. So just make sure that you coordinate with your teammates and let them know that you're dropping a shield, and have them inform you when a Dragonroach is approaching so that you can properly react. The final defensive option that I thought was worth mentioning was the mech. Players are already running this to clear out the caves. When you're walking around and the roach tries to attack you, it will not be able to damage you through the mech. So, if your mech's out of ammo but you're scared of roaches, or one of them's around in the area and they're gonna try to come kill you or something like that, get in your mech. It can't hurt you. I do want to talk about the shield pack before I move on. It is a great option for defending you against the rupture terminids. You won't have hemorrhages and broken legs nearly as often, but it does not do a very good job of defending you against the Dragonroach. So if you're bringing it for that purpose, I don't recommend it, but if you're bringing it to stop yourself from being hurt, it does somewhat help with the roach. It's better than nothing versus the roach. I believe that about covers the defensives. Let's get on to actually dealing with the problem. Orbital rail cannon. If you want to make sure that these roaches get put down, bring a rail cannon. Wait for them to swoop in and begin their first attack on the ground, if you will. Throw the rail cannon and it should kill them. I believe they are the highest priority unit on the field, so it should immediately take note of them and take them out. If 2 divers bring this should be enough to take out the Dragonroaches each time they spawn. If it doesn't wind up being enough, I have other options for you. The new solo silo can take out the dragons in one shot as well. If you want to retain full control over the missile, click and hold. Make sure you're standing away from the silo so that you don't get ragdolled. You should then be able to guide the missile. I don't know if this is intentional, but if you like the missile to aim itself, simply click and then move on. It seems like it can track the dragon sometimes. It's been rather inconsistent, so I can't say for sure.
Heavy, northeast, 300 meters.
The new Napalm Eat, or Neat if you will, can one-shot these dragons. Aim for where the wing connects to the body, and you can consistently one-shot them. It's not the easiest thing to do, but if you manage to do it, you can consistently one-shot them. If you own it, the Ultimatum can also one-shot these dragons. I've tried to aim for their wing to one-shot them, and it's not the most consistent thing either since they're always moving and it's kind of hard to hit them. But if you aim for the wing, you can one-shot the dragon. Notice what I did with my Ultimatum. I swapped weapons, brought it out, and then shot it. This is the Ultimatum Flick Tech, if you will. When you pull out your Ultimatum, it flicks upward and gives it a little bit more range. You can use that to more consistently hit the dragon. Any of your single-use anti-tank weapons will also one-shot the dragon if you hit it in the head. Think Recoilless, Spear, Eat, Quasar. Those will all one-shot the dragon if you hit them in the head. If you hit the body or wing instead, you would deal very good damage. Here, I defeat it with 2 spear shots, but most consistently it's 3 or 4. For that reason, I can't really recommend bringing the spear, but if you do bring it, try to have it face towards you so you can headshot it. It is worth noting that the wings are light pen and the body is heavy pen. So if you bring a light pen weapon or using like a medium pen like the flak from the autocannon or something like that, you can damage the roach and you can assist your teammates in taking it out. But if that is the only weapon you brought to deal with it, you shouldn't be dealing with it alone. As for the heavy pen options, I've noticed that if you couple it with a rocket pod, they do surprisingly well. That would include the Harpoon, the Epoch, and the AMR. The rocket pods will not always hit the same spot, so it is going to be a little rough getting it to die in a consistent amount of time, but you will take it out eventually.
Requesting air support.
Of course, if your teammates are helping you, it's not so problematic, but we're not all so lucky.
Mag's empty.
Lastly, if the locals volunteer themselves, they may one-shot the roach for you. You may no longer have a problem.
Sure, and a damn Hive Lord at the same time. That's insane.
The Hive Lord just ate him. But yeah, that's basically it. That's about all I can think of when it comes to dealing with the roaches and defending yourself against them. Unfortunately, the problems with the roach are exacerbated by a lot of other game problems, like fire not properly displaying on the ground, and being unable to properly move while in water. You may notice me flopping like a fish here. I am doing this on purpose to showcase the problem with the water. It is really sad that sometimes you'll be getting chased by a bunch of terminids and they'll be unimpeded, but here you are, floundering in the water. If a roach catches you with no stims, I think you're just dead, so I'm sorry if you find yourself in this situation. Bring muscle enhancement, it will help with the water. Alright, well, that's all. Go kill some roaches.